Alright. Yeah, my people. Yeah, my people. Them say me evil. Them say me evil. Them say me greed to. Them say me greed to. Listen the reason. Listen the reason. This is a season. This is a season. Yeah, folks, you don't know who it is. And I've been telling y'all that Pooh Shiesty is my favorite rapper. And I'm glad I got some time now, finally again, to come around to the America rap scene and the international scene again. Well, every day I'm on the international scene, just, with our Jamaican, mostly dancehall artists who are international, like the Skilly Bang, the Vibes Cartel, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Pooh Shiesty, I told you all the truth that Pooh Shiesty is the living proof and he's chosen by God. And he'll be free, It won't be a long time. And we're here to help the judge to make the right decision and to warn the judge that the greatest and the utmost level of intelligence should be exercised in this court case to make things fair. And if things is done according to fairness and in all fairness, then Pooh Shiesty should not have to serve any long period of time in prison, okay, or in locked up, because I'm going to share my knowledge. I'm very wise. You know what I'm saying? I see things that majority of people don't see, and this is why Pooh Shiesty is my favorite artist. One of the reason. But and these things, whenever you have someone chosen by God, the world try to come against them. It's very hard for them to get favored by the majority. You know how King Von was favored by the majority very fast. It never take King Von long for him to become so loved and for people to truly see him as a king. But Pooh Shiesty has been the better gangster. You know what I mean? Because King Von was a nigga who got bullied back in his days that had caused him to become a demon and to become a savage. While Pooh Shiesty was raised and I'll say groom, even though it's not much of a positive term these days considering the celebrity, it being referred to among celebrities that are groomed, like P Diddy grooming, Justin Bieber and all these things, but Pooh Shiesty was raised and groomed by the greatest a gangster, one of the greatest a gangster, his pops. You know what I'm saying? His pops had shit going on, popping, and his pops grew Pooh Shiesty as a young king, taught him share all the knowledge he needed, about the streets. Pooh Shiesty played his card perfect. We've seen all of these rappers joining gang, you know what I'm saying? Going through what other folks, the rules and the stipulation, regulation, and all of those things that all these rappers have to abide by when they enter all these BDs and GDs. But for Pooh Shiesty, he created his own gang, you know what I'm saying? So he's the real proof and living truth. But no one really, found that to be admirable in the gangster world. As much as how they found King Von and the shit that he done admirable, right? The Pooh Shiesty lifestyle and what he has accomplished and his entire life is just like a kingly character. You know what I mean? He's the king of the streets. And I want to save some of my knowledge that I want to share with you for later in this video, because we have quite a few things to share and we are going to try to make it as quick as possible. So shout out to CGE, Chopper Gang Entertainment. They're blessed. They're the ones on top. You know what I mean? They never flopped. Gucci man, Guwop, he's at the bottom. He's flat, man. He's a rat, man. He's like Pac-Man. No, he ain't Pac-Man. He's getting eaten. He's getting eaten alive. Gucci man, you're a biatch, boy. You're a total letdown. You surprised everyone cooperating with the authorities. You know what I mean? And shout out to the authorities and shout out to regular civilians. You know what I'm saying? But for Gucci Man, he had been known for being a gangster, and I see where a lot of people supporting him being a rat. But they don't understand because most of them are cowards, you know what I'm saying? Most of them are coward and they love him for his gangsterism that he sold them. You know what I'm saying? But yet still, because they don't want to lose him, and they don't, and when I say they don't want to lose him, they don't want to see him vanish away, right? Seeing his reputation becoming to nothing. And that is what Pooh Shiesty had done to Gucci Man when he had confronted him about, his contract. And nothing isn't all that wild about it as people are making it seem as if they want Pooh Shiesty to suffer the full length of the law, and you know what I mean? And that is just crazy. They're haters. You know what I mean? Because he confronted Gucci Man, right? Who is known as a gangster, and another gangster check him. And the other gangster who check him, who Gucci Man had signed, right? He brought his boys to make sure that things go up in his favor. Because checking a gangster like Gucci Man, you don't know what could happen. Even though he proved to be a punk and Pooh Shiesty exposed him, right? Pooh Shiesty did the right thing by going at him correctly with enough friends. Now, as you can see in this video here, you see that one of Pooh Shiesty boys right here took out a strap, right? And here's the strap. Like him have a 12 gauge when name Chester. Boss up your chest, sir. Nozzle of the gun alone, long like a dresser. This me your dead, sir. Lady in your head, sir. But a Ford gun make a shotgun. We make bulletproof on good mesh marina. This Saturday night you must make Sunday gleaner. If me go court, me no get court subpoena. Which pussy I go call a court Panaman like? Tisha Miller will stab out your bladder. But a Ford man kill mother and father. Jermaine are the real landada. Skenglang remain as the father. You see me? Matches lane AK them the maga. Boy, you back Brad Rockfort rifle brother. You see me? Yes, so this I be seeing people. Yo, there's a lot of people in comments and all over the video. They're vloggers trying to sell out Pooh Shiesty to the feds. Because there are people saying that Pooh Shiesty told this guy to take out his strap here. And that is so untrue. Pooh Shiesty never said. You can hear Pooh Shiesty's voice clearly loud as we are to. You know what I'm saying? In this video here. And we would hear Pooh Shiesty telling this guy to take out the strap if he had done that. But Pooh Shiesty never said nothing. These guys are solid. You know what I'm saying? They're wise. You get what I'm saying? So because Gucci Man was trying to walk away from being checked, and being corrected by Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Man tried to come through this guy because he never had his gun out, right? So and because he's closer to Gucci Man, so Gucci Man tried to walk past him, right? And that is when he took out his gun without Pooh Shiesty having to tell him anything. Pooh Shiesty never told him nothing about taking out your gun. You know what I'm saying? He's a gangster. You can see it on his face. This guy's a savage. You know what I'm saying? He ain't came to play, right? And he ain't never came to hurt no one either, but they want to ensure that this 360 unfair deal that Gucci Man has Pooh Shiesty under, it should be no more, right? Because it's a messed up deal. Pooh Shiesty was in prison. He wasn't being treated fairly. His mom wasn't being treated fairly either. You know what I'm saying? And Pooh Shiesty is such a great rapper. He's the best rapper. The things that he says, I talk about this in my past video. On my past video on Pooh Shiesty, I say this a lot. That the things that Pooh Shiesty says, no other rapper will ever have the abilities to say these things. Pooh Shiesty is real as it get. He was trained from he was a baby. He was born, he was chosen by God to be the king of the streets. You know what I'm saying? But when the real kings that are chosen by God, their task is harder to get recognized. But the ones who are not chosen by God, people so quick to give them king status, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so just like here in Jamaica, Beanie Man just came and said he's the king of dancehall like 20 something years ago because he won a Grammy. Shabba Ranking won 2 Grammys before him. Buju Banton, a lot of people won Grammy in dancehall before Beanie, but none of them never really say that they're king. And everyone just ran with it. You know, and Shabba Rankin got 2 Grammys before Beanie Man. Beanie only have 1 Grammy, right? And people just quick to give Beanie Man the king of dancehall. But Vybz Kartel have done so many things that have far surpass anything that Beanie Man have done. Vybz Cartel just haven't gotten a Grammy, but Vybz Cartel is way more influenced, way more smarter. Vybz Cartel is better with the girls, handling the girls, make better music for the girls. Vybz Cartel write his own song. Beanie only have writers from day one. And, you know, some people find it hard to give Vybz Cartel a kingship. Anyway, Vybz Cartel was crowned as the king of dancehall last year, right? Last year summer. And you know, it took him like 25 years to be recognized as the king of dancehall, you know, despite him surpassing Beanie Man and all that he had done from very much earlier, like 15 years ago. Vybz Cartel had surpassed all that Beanie Man had done. You know, it's just the Grammy that Vybz Cartel haven't won. But there's so many things that Vybz Cartel have done that Beanie Man haven't yet achieved and would never ever have the ability to achieve. So, you know, the real people who do the real things, and Vybz Cartel turn millions of ghetto girls and ghetto boys into star. Vybz Cartel brought so many poor people to stardom, got them rich. The Popcorn, Black Rhino, Tommy Lee, Vanessa Bling, Gaza Kim, Gaza Indu, so many of them, Lisa Mercedes, all of them, so many more. You know what I mean? Slash, Schoolboy, so many of them. Jade, so many of them. You know, Beanie Man haven't assist one person from the ghetto to become a star. So who is the real king? Vybz Kartel is. You know what I'm saying? And that is the difference with like a Pooh Shiesty and a King Von, you know? Like Pooh Shiesty says Pooh Shiesty, he is just so good at everything that he do. When it comes to gangster, he's the best gangster. When it comes to rapping, he's the best rapper. Because no rapper can say the shit that Pooh Shiesty says. You know what I mean? None of them. Only one can do it is Big 30 because they're twins. You know what I'm saying? They're both twins. So yeah, you can't add Big 30 in the conversation when we're talking about no other rapper being able to do what Push Ice to do. So let's get into this. This is a post from Rap Alert, you know. And let's get rid of the colors. And here you see footage of Pooh Shiesty and his robbing and kidnapping Gucci Mane has surfaced online. Okay? And it says the same thing below, where it says footage of Pooh Shiesty and his crew robbing and kidnapping Gucci Mane at gunpoint out of a record deal has surfaced online. You know what I'm saying? To get out of a record deal. But this ain't no robbery. Come on, man. Come on. We understand that what Pooh Shiesty was robbed out of his record deal, that is what he took back from Gucci Mane. I know that the system is going to classify it as robbery, you know, but still, that is some level of intelligence we must exercise because where there's intricacies involved, we must deal with it intricately. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the fact that a kid steal, right? A kid steal um something valuable that have no use when it comes to the need of people's survival, right? But the a next kid who stole some food because he was hungry and his parents abandoned him and he's hungry, or a kid who stole some food because he got lost and he's hungry and he haven't found his parents and he stole some food. Now we both kids have stole something. It's the same crime, but it must be handled and treated differently. And there must be leniency exercised on the one who stole food to survive. But the one who stole the other valuable, right? He should be severely punished. You know what I mean? So we must treat the intricacies according to how the crime, you know, is dealt with. So the fact that Pooh Shiesty was robbed out of a bad record deal and he's such a great artist and successful rapper, he got so many fans, right? And still was robbed by Gucci Mane and his gal, Keisha Kowar, right? the judge needs to definitely accept and acknowledge the fact that Pooh Shiesty was robbed, right? This and was treated badly by his by Gucci Man, right? His boss, I think you could say, who signed him. Yes, so the judge should consider these things, or the jury should consider these things, that it's frustration, okay? It is out of frustration. And another thing, let's see if anything is missing. So the fact that he was dealt with and treated badly while he was locked up, his mama wasn't receiving much from Gucci Man, you know. So and then and then even though they said that it's a robbery and we just differentiate the type of robbery, right? We're involving a kid stealing food to survive and one stealing something valuable. Now, the fact that even though they rob them, right? Nothing bad happened where anyone was hurt seriously or severely or fatally. You know what I mean? No one was hurt because that wasn't their intention to hurt anyone. As you see that this guy here, he never he never took out his gun until Gucci Man tried to walk away from the reasoning, or from, from the presence of Pooh Shiesty, which would be disrespectful, because Pooh Shiesty is trying to ensure that he, Gucci Man, finish this bad deal that he got Pooh Shiesty tie up in. And a lot of times we sign contracts that we don't know the fullness of it. And you can't blame the artists for reacting when they find out that the contract was shady. You know what I mean? We all know it's a scam when you get contract to sign. It's a scam. All these sheets, and they don't expect you to read it off before sign it. They want you to sign it right away. You know? So this deserved to happen to Gucci Man. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you why later on in the video, why this deserved to happen to Gucci Man, and the judge should consider this, or the jury, right? They should consider this, and I'm gonna tell you why further in this video. Let's look at it. Let's look at the video.
Let them know you dropping. I drop you. No, I said, who should I say drop from 1017? Shout out. Real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, brother. Tell them what's going on.
Okay, so there you go. He's Pooh Shiesty. You hear the sadness in Pooh Shiesty voice because he's stressed. Okay, he's stressed. Y'all should be glad that Pooh Shiesty never hurt Gucci Man. And with Gucci Man attitude, it shows you that he is corrupt, because he's like, okay, you drop. And Pooh Shiesty ain't no clown. Pooh Shiesty ain't no fool. Pooh Shiesty need to get some serious confirmation from Gucci Man about destroying that contract. You know what I mean? And Gucci Man was all seemingly behaving like he wasn't serious, or he wasn't taking the program, Pooh Shiesty program, seriously, or the way they check him. He tried to shrug it off, and Pooh Shiesty ain't playing. He's stressed out, yo. He just did like a 5 year in that pen. You know what I'm saying? And then now Gucci Man let him have to go in there again, because Gucci Man is an evil effing ass mob effer. You know what I'm saying? And then there are fans who are talking about, oh, if Gucci Man had shot him or had get back, then y'all be crying. Let him get his get back. We expect Gucci Man to do that. He said he's a gangster. Let him go get his get back. Now he's cooperating with the police, and he ain't even old as yet to be walking with crutches, right? Look at him, big body. Yo, these big body dudes are some punks. They're the biggest punks. And the realest a gangster like the King Von and the Pooh Shiesty that everyone fears are always some skinny dude, dog. The skinny dudes are the ones who rule. Just like David. These big Goliath looking at mob effort, they never chosen by God. You know what I'm saying? Believe that.
Bro, we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop. You said you want to be dropped. You drop.
Pooh Shiesty said, sign the paper then. Now Gucci Man is saying it's done. Now let us point out where Pooh Shiesty friend drawn his gun, where Gucci Man was trying to leave. Right? Let's see this again.
Oh shit. You told this done deal. So let 'em know.
Okay, this is Gucci Man walking, approaching toward the guy who's gonna pull his weapon out. Watch. Yeah, my people, people. Them say me evil, them say me evil. Come on, yeah, so listen, this is Gucci Man trying to walk away from the situation without signing the agreement that Pooh Shiesty wants him to sign on. You know what I'm saying? And this is where Pooh Shiesty friend is gonna pull the weapon. So they never really went up in there trying to harm them aggressively. No, they wanted Pooh Shiesty's intention was obviously to come to an amicable agreement, right? But the guns was because Pooh Shiesty knows the history of Gucci Man. So he knows anything is possible. Better prepared than sorry. You know what I'm saying? So that is just it. The guns are there for backup. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now listen.
Right, sit down there. Let them know you dropping me. I'll drop you. No, say it. Who should I say drop?
Okay, hold on. Look at where he pulled the gun. Look.
You told this done deal. So let 'em know it's a done deal, right?
There. Just right there, he pulled the gun. He pulled it so quick. This dude is a savage. Look at this. Look at how fast he pulled the gun.
Shit, oh shit.
This is why Gucci Man found out and he was scared. Gucci Man is scared. He's a biatch, boy. He's scared. He's seen how quick these dudes draw the weapon. He know that they're not to be F with. Look at how fast this dude draw this big heavy artillery. Look.
You told this done deal. So let 'em know.
Look, you're gonna about to see. Watch. Look. Oh, up instantaneously. This nigga ain't playing, bro. Ain't playing. There's more video for us to show. So let's play out this and move on.
Right, sit down there. Let them know you dropping me. I'll drop you. No, say it. Who should I say drop from 1017? Shout out to real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on. Bro, we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop. You said you.
Also, Pooh Shiesty just said that, look, we ain't never did no police shit, man. Basically, that's Pooh Shiesty telling Gucci Man, look, I kept it solid for you while I was locked up. So that is Pooh Shiesty saying that he knows a lot of things on Gucci Man that Pooh Shiesty stayed silent on and about. Because if it was some other punks, they would have spilled their guts, spilled the beans, and snitched on Gucci Man. But Pooh Shiesty has just been taking the punches and, he has been the one under fire. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad, but because he's chosen by God, God warriors have to go through the fire, through the flame, but he'll live, and that's our gift. Yeah, that's just how God's people, our journey has to be 10 times harder than the ones who come and get it easy because the devil is sponsoring them. You know what I mean? Yeah, but when God says you, the devil can't defeat you. And that is why God makes sure that Pooh Shiesty has to go through it harder than many others. You know what I'm saying? Because once our journey is harder, then they can't defeat us because we are stronger. We prove ourselves to be stronger. They're afraid of the task that we overcome. So Pooh Shiesty is the king. It's no longer Gucci Man. His days of reigning is done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Pooh Shiesty is a real one. Let's get to some other. Yeah, so guys, so basically this is the same video. I won't stay long on it, but because there's some caption, it's captioned with more information than the last one. So that is why I gotta run through this. And I have a video of little Woody giving his take. Little Woody is a punk, he's a bitch ass. He got wood for his brain. That boy has a big whole tree trunk in his head for his brain. You know what I'm saying? Little Woody. He's such an embarrassment. He needs to go to school. He needs some milk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rollo. We see Rollo is a different type of breed. Rollo is a different type of breed, but there was one point where he shared the same sentiments as Little Woody, where they believe that once you're a gangster and making money, you should be out enjoying your life and staying far from gang violence. And, I'm saying life is not like that. It depends on how much seed you plant. And once you're a real gangster, you should be true to being a gangster. And a lot of them don't know what being a gangster is. A lot of them think that being a gangster is being a troublemaker. No, being a true gangster is you accept your enemies as your enemies. But a lot of these punks, they're scared to have enemies. So real gangsters, they're not afraid to go to war every day, 10 years, 20 years of their life, because they're protecting it. They aren't scared to die either, but they ain't going out as no biatch, you know what I'm saying? So listen what this post read. It says alleged footage of Pooh Shiesty and Big 30 robbing Gucci Mane released by prosecutor. Okay, so this is from the Buzz Media with 3Z for the Buzz. And it says prosecutors say they've released surveillance footage tied to the Gucci Mane robbery case. According to federal prosecutor, the footage allegedly show Pooh Shiesty and Big 30 um, during the armed robbery and kidnapping of Gucci Mane at a Dallas recording studio. Investigators claim that the incident happened
Oh shit.
during
Job is done. So let them know you dropping me.
Yeah, my bad, guys. So, investigators claim the incident happened during what was supposed to be a business meeting where Gucci was allegedly forced to sign paperwork before cash, jewelry, and other valuables were taken. Right? Yeah, so that's what it says. Um, I'm gonna play this again for y'all, even though it's the same. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shoot. No, shoot. Damn, man. Okay, here we go. Here we go, bros and hoes. I've got hoes. I've got hoes in different area, code, code in different area, code. Rose in different area code. Well, you thought I was a 770 or 404? I'm with my bit acting like y'all know. With the abominable dick man, Globe Trotter International Dope man, you label postman, 318, 302. I said small cities and states. How are you? 901. Matter of fact, 305. I jump off the G4. We can meet outside to control your hormones and keep your drawers on until I close the door and jump in your. I got 312, 805, 802. Your hors d'oeuvres till I close it. Yo. Yeah, shout out. Rest in peace, Nate Doggy Dog. Shout out to Ludacris. He was the banging rapper, man. Banging ass rapper, man. Shout out. Those are the days. Hard work forever pays off. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so we need Pooh Shiesty free because he got hoes to come home to, like Nate Dogg, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to K Carbon. I see her doing her thing. We got 2 brand new posts from her on Instagram. We haven't been seeing her for quite a while now, which is good. Take a break, kind of stay mysterious. But K Carbon is the hottest rapper chick right now. She's very thick, chocolatey, rich skin, thick and tight tone, and she's just pretty as well in her face, cute, and she's gangster with it. And yo, she's the best looking thing, man. She's probably the best since sliced bread. Like that girl, I think her shit could make patty, bro. Trust me, her shit could make patty. Some nice Jamaican patty, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to K Carbon, bro. You know? Um yeah, let's play this video.
Oh shit. Job is done. So let them know you dropping me. I drop you. No, say it. Who should I say drop from 1017? Shout out.
Say you drop me, man. I drop you. No, man, say you drop me, man. I drop Push Icy. We drop from 1017. Nah, man. Hey, I ain't laughing. Trust me, I ain't laughing at Pooh Shiesty. I'm laughing at Gucci Man. You know what I'm saying? Because Gucci Man, he's playing Simon Says. You know what I'm saying? And Pooh Shiesty is Simon. And Pooh Shiesty be looking just like how I had expect Simon to look when I was a kid. just learning about Simon says this and Simon says that. I always imagine or picture or envision Simon to be some light-skinned dude, you know. I remember I remember when I was just a baby, just attended kindergarten, and we would play that Simon Says thing, and our teacher would teach us the rules about, if I don't say Simon and I just say jump, do not jump. The only time you jump or do anything I say to do is if I say that Simon says to do it. And you wouldn't believe how many kids still fail to understand such simple stuff. That is why I knew I wasn't cut out in this earth to be a slow learner or a dunce. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people had problem understanding that. But I still have to wonder why other times in school there are things that the teacher failed to explain properly that other kids are able to understand so fast, and I fail to understand those things fast. You know, and um I never just had the confidence to ask my teacher, like, Miss, can you explain that better? I didn't even know that was what I needed to say those times, at school. It's like when I go home, I would figure out that, okay, the reason why other kids found out and understand what the teacher said was because the teacher failed to explain it. And somehow the kids have a better understanding gibberish than I do. That is just the answer. So we're all are one. The dunce, the fool are here to help the wise, and the wise we should have compassion and have great level of understanding for the fools in this world too, like the fans who are supporting Gucci Man. They're the fools, but there'll be things that they can do and understand better than the Elon Musk and anyone who is even as smart as I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's just life. Now, let's see this.
Real nigga ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell him what's going on. Bro, we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop. You said you want to be dropped. You drop. Sign the paper. It's done.
I think Gucci Man said the paperwork is done. I think he said that. Or maybe. Or he just said, oh, that's done. But he's a sellout. I'm buying. Drop a dime, said a nigga like science. Put an end to his word like the Mayan. It's a mile tall, bitches. Tall, but the chance that they fall out of on. Told the baby mama, how you really got it. I'm trying to stop the violence. All this everybody's money in the city where I'm from. I'm spending till I feel it. I'm smoking till it's done. I don't really care much about my music that I'm young. I'm only getting older. Somebody should have told you I'm on one. Yeah, I'm on one. The children said I'm on one. Said I'm on one. Two white cups and I got that drink. Could be purple, could be pink, penny. How you mix that shit? Money we got them spend that shit. I'm on one. Yeah, Pooh, Shiesty, I'm on one. Yeah. Now let's move on to the other video. Okay, so this is Pooh Shiesty, former lawyer who had, stepped away from Pooh Shiesty's case, and it had a lot of folks speaking and, gossiping, saying that Pooh Shiesty is gonna suffer because his lawyer is stepping away because his lawyer knows that how serious of evidence they have against him, and but it's nothing like that. And you can't listen to the naysayers and weak people that are also evil who are supporting Gucci Man, trying to sentence another nigga who just made it out the joint, right, for trying to get things straight because he was taken advantage of. And the court needs to care about these things. We've got the most important information for the court to hear, to help to make the best decision or to take in consideration of how to handle this case, right? Instead of just focusing on Pooh Shiesty and him violating his parole and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So this video post from Rap House TV reads that Pooh Shiesty's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, revealed that he will be withdrawing from the federal kidnapping and conspiracy to commit kidnapping case against rapper Gucci Mane. You know what I'm saying? So this is his lawyer who had helped to get Pooh Shiesty free from the Club Miami shooting that he had gotten himself into, where he shot a security because some money had fell out of his pocket while he was performing, and people had grabbed for the money, and Pooh Shiesty had to fire some shots, and it seems as if the security tried to take up some of the money, because a lot of these security, they act so bummish. They're so bummish. They're so unprofessional. Even the cops are, you know. So there's some more for us to read down here, but this is his lawyer who had helped to get him out of that Miami situation, after serving 5 years. His name is Bradford Cowen, right? And people were saying that he was assigned to being our boy Pooh Shiesty lawyer by Gucci Mane. So people believe that when Gucci Mane had signed Pooh Shiesty here, they believe that Gucci Mane hooked up this lawyer to defend Pooh Shiesty. And people are saying that because Pooh Shiesty's case is against Gucci Mane, that is also why this lawyer here is walking away from Pooh Shiesty, because he was sent by Gucci Mane from the very beginning of Pooh Shiesty's career. So people are saying a lot of things, and those things may just be true, but this is what the Bradford Cowen reason he is saying for why he is not further continuing to represent Pooh Shiesty. His reason on why he's stepping away, and he has other details and good information for us to hear. Now listen up.
Let's talk Pooh Shiesty. Quick update on Pooh Shiesty's case. I am just leaving Tennessee, actually, on a different federal case. I will be withdrawing off the case. No implications of me withdrawing off the case. I still think it's a great case. I think there's a lot of holes in it. I think the government has a lot of explaining to do on the case. But I will be substituting in will be Dan Cogdell, who's a fantastic lawyer, and Ken Schaefer, who's also a fantastic lawyer, both from Dallas. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job on the case. I think it's one of those cases where once you start really screwing down on the information, the facts, I think that a lot's going to be coming out that will be beneficial to the defense. I think they're going to do a great job, and I look forward to seeing how the case winds up. All right, let's talk.
Okay, so as you see, right, and this is one reason that also goes to show you that God, he is also representing Pooh Shiesty, okay? But God, children, our journey has to be rough, right? Now, look at Bobby Schmurder. Bobby Schmurder was railed and praised and hailed, highly regarded as someone to be respected. But then as soon as he got freed up, his powers left somehow. He doesn't seem that respected. But Pooh Shiesty power will never go away. I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty is staying strong in that. And we're here for you, Pooh Shiesty. Hopefully him and the judges and the jury will be able to see this video. I hope and I pray that their mighty Lord, Haile King Selassie I the first, King of kings, Lord of lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, we beg of thee to protect Pooh Shiesty and to protect all your chosen warriors out here in the street that you have shown countless of time. You worked your miraculous wonder, working power in the lives of these people who you chooses to protect and to bless for the evil to see and to fight for them, mighty Lord, against all those who fight against them. We beg of you to continue to represent Pooh Shiesty there. Haile I King Selassie I, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile King Selassie I the first. I'm saying, blessed for life, eat air and water, land, skies and seas. I'm saying? So yeah, more life for Pooh Shiesty. More life, more money, more wife, more life. No more lay, no more strife, more life. Put more toto vagize. We are destiny child, cause we have to survive. Yeah. Like Like Beyonce, me a the survivor. Dirty crosses, where you want me life, where you want see me fall out of the sky, sir. Who fi take me, me last breath? Me nah lie, that boy did not born yet. Some boy I, he redder than a carpet, but Jack a guy through the valley of death. You know, see me go a prisoner, see me a fail, you know. See me a beg judge, give me a bail, you know. See me a dead, see me a fail, cause any boy sell me out can't give me no yield. The more them fight, the stronger I'm get. Pooh Shiesty, them can't stop you one stick a bit. Tell bad mind say them nah go regret. Tell bad mind say your life over death. We nah stop, cause we a buju driver like Beyonce. We are the survivor. Dirty crosses where you want. Yeah, shout out to Vibes Cartel. That's his song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I tell you. Vibes Cartel is chosen. You know? And I see a lot of similarities between Pooh Shiesty's life and Vibes Cartel life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so what the lawyer here, Bradford Cohen, has also said that as much as he's walking away from Pooh Shiesty, from representing Pooh Shiesty, because he's saying that he got other cases to deal with in the same clique that Pooh Shiesty is signed with. So maybe people are right when they about the speculation about saying that Gucci Mane may just be behind this lawyer having to walk away from defending and representing Pooh Shiesty. However, you can genuinely see that this lawyer here genuinely love and respect Pooh Shiesty, as well as for the right people. Because when God is with you and God says you and God is for you, then God ensure that the right people with the right power and the right tool got what you need. Even when 10,000 is against you, the very few God will ensure that got your back. And those are who you need, because God is who you need. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, so this lawyer, he also made it clear that Pooh Shiesty's case, it isn't as what people are saying, that Pooh Shiesty is screwed and he's fried now and he's this and he's that. The lawyer made it clear that there's a lot of things the government and the prosecutor need to explain, because they have some shady points. Their talking points isn't strong. Their defense system and all the evidence that they're coming with. And we believe that their best points of evidence, they probably keep it hidden and away from the public. But a lot of these lawyers are dumb, a lot of these prosecutors too, because when they want to sink you, a lot of time they work from what social media is saying before assessing everything correctly. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people in big professional job, they're not worthy, and you will see them and think that they are so great and so awesome to have such a career, but they're more dumb than even the ones who haven't secure any skill and still typing rubbish on the internet. Like the people with a career, a lot of them are still dumber than those type of people who have not one skill and be getting up time typing dumb shit all over the internet every day. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying that there's a lot of things need to be explained and they can be explained. I know a lot of those things. And as I said, we're saving some of them for further in this video. Okay, so we got Little Woody, we got Charleston White and what they gotta say, and we got 50 Cent, and I think we got Rallo, maybe. Let's move on. Okay, so I had to get back to this video, folks. Get back to this one because this is more clearer on when you see Pooh Shiesty's affiliate withdrew his gun on Gucci Mane for not walking away. And as I said, the judge and jury should consider them having the intention not to hurt anyone, because the guns were all there for if things had escalated to protect themselves, right? Knowing that Gucci Mane has been known to be a gangster over the years, known to be unalive people. You know what I'm saying? You don't play with people like that. So they made the right choice, because Pooh Shiesty can't continue to live in this deal that is mentally breaking him down. When you're in a life like that, right? And we know a lot of artists, they get duped signing agreements, right? And you can't expect them to read that off, right? So we understand that Gucci Man, he's the devil's in all this. He's the one who present the contract. We know the devil is the one always presenting the contract. Right? Pooh Shiesty is the innocent one here. And he's just stressed out. So the court needs to help him to get the stress off his mind so he can go and live a happy life. Just like we see in Vibes Cartel is now doing, being a change individual. You know what I'm saying? But he's still a gangster because, as I said earlier, a gangster is not someone who goes around giving trouble. A gangster is here to protect the weak and the coward from those who are abusing them and exploiting them, even when that gangster believes that the ones who are doing the exploiting and the abuse to someone weaker, even when a gangster believes that that attacker is more mightier than he is, a real gangster is gonna go help and put his life on the line. And that is Pooh Shiesty. I've seen Pooh Shiesty stop niggas from picking on other people and say, nah, man, and Pooh Shiesty put his hand on them and said, nah, man, leave him. What did he do? You know what I'm saying? So Pooh Shiesty is a good dude. I be telling you that. So look in this video, you see everything much clearer, and a Pooh Shiesty song for y'all. So you see that? The guns is drawn as soon as Gucci Man try to walk away. Look. See, now you gotta focus right here now. You gotta focus right here now. Right here, where his hand is. That's where he's pulling the pin like a grenade. Look. You see? And that caused Gucci Man to stop and turn around because Gucci Man was scared as F. He knows, look, proper holding of the weapon with a serious face. You know what I'm saying? And his face is directly staring to this man's face. He ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no skit. But they're just there to ensure that Pooh Shiesty get what he gets. And it's not about to hurt or to harm Gucci Man. And the reason why Gucci Man was robbed was because he was robbed. Pooh Shiesty was robbed. So he took back some valuables to get Pooh Shiesty thing up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's continue watch out the entire thing.
Let them know you dropping. I drop you. No, say it. Who's Shiesty dropping 1017? Shout out. Real ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on. Then we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop. You said you want to get dropped. You drop.
So you see it? Pooh Shiesty never spill his gut or mention anything about Gucci Man while he was locked up, right? And Gucci Man now cooperating. Gucci is the sellout. The weak bastard. He switched. He ain't no gangster no more. He's a regular civilian, right? And he shouldn't. No, let's save that too. Hold on. Let's save that too.
Shit. And all them hundreds don't make no real. They got no let them know you dropping. I drop you. No, say it. Who's Shiesty dropping 1017? Shout out. Real ain't never did no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on. Then we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop. You said you want to get dropped. You drop. Can't put in your bag and you done. Oh shit. You drop this done.
Yeah, let us go to the next video. Yeah, folks. Yeah, we're back now. So look at this. We've got another highly educated, intelligent, intellectual lawyer here, right? Attorney at law. And he is shedding light on the other lawyer I played for y'all, that his name was Bradford Cowan. Remember, I had shown him in a video prior to the one before this with Gucci Man getting robbed. Now, we've got Lawyer for Workers. Lawyer for Workers is the name of this account here, the username right below here. Okay? He goes by the name Lawyer for Workers. He's a social media influencer and he's an attorney at law, right? But he's just giving updates and he's sharing his view on what other lawyers think about Pooh Shiesty's case, and the whole stepping away with Bradford Cohen stepping away from representing Pooh Shiesty. So let's get into this and see what it says. So at the top here it says this post is from My Mixtapes, right? My Mixtapes. Y'all should go follow that page. And its caption saying Pooh Shiesty's attorney Bradford Cohen revealed that he will be withdrawing from the federal kidnapping case. Now, to name such a case federal kidnapping, and the reason why it's federal, okay, because I just uploaded a video about Chronic Law, one of our dancehall artists who is in Broward County, there in Florida, right, locked up on a federal case because he was recently locked up for a gun charge, and now he was caught driving from police, right, trying to get away, and they boxed him in and caught him, so it becomes a federal offense. You know what I mean? And he was told not to be having any guns, and the authorities are assuming that he tried to run away from them in traffic because he must have had a gun or something, you know. So yeah, let's get into this. See what it says down below here. Um, okay, so there's nothing to read at the bottom here. So let's play this video. Oh yeah, I gotta show you. So this is the owner of the account, and his name he go by the name Lawyer for Workers, right? This guy here we're about to listen to, and this other guy here is the lawyer I played before, who was once representing Pooh Shiesty, but has now walked away from representing him. And he had gave us mention of two other great lawyers who, took his spot to represent Pooh Shiesty. So we had got good word from Bradford Cowen that the other two lawyers that is on Pooh Shiesty's case would definitely, we can look forward to get some good result with them defending Pooh Shiesty, because they're actually brilliant lawyer. Yeah, let's get into this video.
See update, his celebrity lawyer Bradford Cohen announcing that he's withdrawing from representing Pooh Shiesty. This begs the question, is Pooh broke and can't afford his celebrity lawyer anymore? Luckily for Pooh, the report is out of who his new lawyers are going to be. You've probably seen this guy. This guy's coming in to represent Pooh Shiesty. He's wildly popular on the internet for his podcast. I can tell you one thing about him, this bro.
Yeah, I watch his channel. I watch this guy's channel. Top lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his name. I don't remember his name, but I do watch his content every now and then. YouTube be recommending his content to me because I've been watching a lot of lawyer doing reaction, having their YouTube channel ever since the beef had escalated with Folio and Young and Ace. You know what I'm saying? That was when I started to notice the amount of lawyer on YouTube, giving good advice. And we love that. We appreciate them for that, to have a better understanding of, how the court system works and how to think logically and critically, you know. Yeah, so let's continue.
Is not cheap, okay? And he's got a partner. There's going to be two superstar lawyers representing Pooh. Pooh is locked and loaded with plenty of cash for his defense if this is the guy he's bringing in. The other big question here is why the change in the lawyer? Well, if I had to guess, Brad Cohen, who has been representing celebrities for the past decade, probably has a lot of contacts throughout the industry and might not be the right lawyer for a case that's going to involve on one side an industry rapper and on the other side an industry victim. So ultimately what's going to happen in this case, I think you're going to see some motions to dismiss early on where they're going to challenge, does this even really belong in federal court? It's a kidnapping case. What's it doing in federal court? And then we're going to see if anybody flips. If one of the 9-10 people that were there with Pooh start pointing the finger at Pooh, is going to be a problem. If they all stand tall, you could see this thing go to trial. Even after trial, the game's not over. You've seen a lot of rappers work on pardons, although looking at the lawyer that he just brought in, that lawyer talks a lot of shit about Trump. I don't think he's going to be angling for a pardon anytime. Pooh Shiesty update, his celeb.
Damn, that is crazy. Hold on, let's see who he said spoke crap about Trump. that may cause Pooh Shiesty to have problem being pardoned by Trump. Because Trump have recently gave out a list of about 12 or 10, somewhere around that figure, the amount of people serving time that he have pardoned, so we can look forward for them for their release. And that's one of the best things about Trump. He have pardoned Kodak Black, one of my favorite rapper, modern day rapper, just like Pooh Shiesty is. But they're of two different essence and characteristics that I love. And I talk about this a lot of time. And I should mention ASAP Rocky too. They're my favorite. You know what I'm saying? And there may be more, but not. Those are the top three in the modern day era. You know what I mean? And before that, I still got a lot more. Just like Ludacris, I've mentioned, and a lot. Shout out to 50 Cent, Eminem. You know what I'm saying? All of them. Yeah. So let's see what he mentioned about one of these lawyers disrespecting Trump, or was it Pooh Shiesty that disrespected Trump? Damn. I hope not.
The right lawyer for a case that's going to involve on one side an industry rapper and on the other side an industry victim. So ultimately what's going to happen in this case, I think you're going to see some motions to dismiss early on where they're going to challenge, does this even really belong in federal court? It's a kidnapping case. What's it doing in federal court? And then we're going to see if anybody flips. If one of the 9, 10 people that were there with Pooh start pointing the finger at Pooh, it's going to be a problem. If they all stand tall, you could see this thing go to trial. Even after trial, the game's not over. You've seen a lot of rappers work on pardons, although looking at the lawyer that he just brought in, that lawyer talks a lot of shit about Trump. I don't think he's going to be angling for a pardon anytime.
Oh shoot.
See an update.
So he said the lawyer that he just brought in talk a lot of shit about Trump, so he doesn't see Pooh Shiesty being pardoned anytime soon. But that is if Pooh Shiesty failed to beat the case, and we would want to rely on Trump giving us a pardon. You know what I'm saying? And that's such a power, and awesome to be a president.
Flips. If one of the 9, 10 people that were there with Pooh start pointing the finger at Pooh, it's going to be a problem. If they all stand tall, you could see this thing go to trial. Even after trial, the game's not over. You've seen a lot of rappers work on pardons, although looking at the lawyer that he just brought in, that lawyer talks a lot of shit about Trump. I don't think he's going to be angling for a pardon anytime. Pooh Shiesty update.
Yeah, damn, that is crazy. That is not a good sign, but God is more powerful and mightier than Trump, and we must believe in God, more than even any man. And yeah, this lawyer for workers here, he also stated that some of the things that people had been saying heavily about Pooh Shiesty switching lawyers from Bradford Cowen walking away, people have been saying and speculating that Pooh Shiesty is broke, why he's changing lawyer. But this guy, this lawyer here for workers, made it clear that the other lawyer who Pooh Shiesty had brought in to represent him, who speaks a lot of shit about Trump a lot. Um, he's actually one of the best. That is very expensive, one of the highest paying lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell by his complexion too, and the suits that he wear. He carry himself more elegantly than Bradford Cowen, and that sometimes can tell um the financial, power of how one look. But even though it varies and there's a thin line, because there's wealthy, rich people with certain successful career that they don't put all that in dressing and appearance, you know what I mean? And they're not any lesser, you know what I'm saying, of the ones who dress very well. But there's sometimes you can judge and look at those facts. So the lawyer here for worker made it clear that Pooh Shiesty is far from being broke. He's got a lot of things going on. And one of the things I want to point out is that it is very hard for a black man when being a lawyer. Because if you notice, the best lawyers people go for when they are accused of some serious federal cases like these cases, right? It's always some white lawyer they always seek to want to use, because we know the racist and racial injustice that plagues America, especially towards the black man. So imagine wanting to be a lawyer and becoming a lawyer but being black. You know, you may not get justice all the time, but or you may not get justice for a fact. This is a fact. You may not get justice on time, you know. So you'd have to continuously fighting for your client as a black lawyer, you know, because this judge may deal with your case so unfair and messed up, and then you go and retire, and you have to keep fighting the case until some other lawyer, some other judge take up the case, you know, and provide you with a more fair and honest, you know, um judgment. You know what I'm saying? So you know, that's something to think about when being a lawyer in America or some other racist, highly racist influenced country, you know, and we see how it plagues the black man worldwide, especially during this World Cup, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be on the international scene now, you know, on the American vlogging with celebrities and all over the world. You know, I've been covering the football and a lot of other things, and you know, as much as I can. I do have a 9 to 5, so I try to, you know, be I try to improvise and, you know, I'm not finding the term that I'd like to find. So let us seek out another video to share here, like the Care Bear. Okay, so this is a much clearer video of the lawyer who is walking away from Pooh Shiesty, and this is post by Say Cheese TV. Y'all know Say Cheese TV on YouTube, Instagram. Make sure you're following them. They, you know, they cover a lot of these hood stories and, you know, our black people content. So yeah, let's read into this very fast and see how much info we get. So it says lawyer Brad Cohen still thinks Pooh Shiesty stands a good chance of beating the case. You know, I'm not seeing some of the words, but I'm just putting it together in my own term as best as possible. So yeah, let's see and hear what Brad Cohen has to say, even though we did play this before, but you know, this is more clear. And here's Pooh Shiesty, as I told you. He has been my favorite rapper the first time I heard him, bro. Like, just before Dirk had gave him the collab about Get It Back in Blood, you know, I've been seeing and come across his content, you know. Shout out Pooh Shiesty. Grill is very rich, you know what I'm saying? Say cheese, mo. Free Pooh Shiesty till it's backward. Pooh Shiesty's free. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that is it. Let's play this video.
Talk Pooh Shiesty. Everyone has been calling me and texting me and DMing me for an update on Pooh's case, and because this alleged video came out. So let me tell you a couple things. Number one is I think it's pretty nasty work that there's leaks coming from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Texas on evidence that they feel will benefit their case. Of course, they're not leaking evidence that will not benefit their case. That's the first part of that. Now let's look at the actual video itself. It does not negate my argument, my legal argument that I made at the bond hearing of whether or not this is a kidnapping case. The legal definition for federal kidnapping, this does not meet. The benefit that they're having in this video is allegedly him getting out of a contract, which he never got out of. He never used. Nothing ever happened from it. So it doesn't change my argument that this is not a federal kidnapping charge. This is not a federal case in itself because it can't come in with the Commerce Clause. They didn't prove anything with these cell phones that were allegedly used, that there had some sort of cell phone information, that they communicated something. something with a cell phone. That was not used. So all these different things take it out of the federal realm of charging a crime. That was my original argument. It's still my argument. Number three of my number one, two, and three. One is that it's a dirty trick by the U.S. Attorney's Office to release evidence. Number two is that it still doesn't meet the definition. Number three in that realm of what is important in this alleged video is that it does not show Pooh with a weapon. Again, they said that Pooh had this AK-47, this alleged AK-47, and it doesn't show Pooh with. All right, let's talk Pooh Shiesty. Everyone has been calling.
So, for one, what he just made clear is that he had came out ever since Gucci Man had ran to the police about Pooh Shiesty kidnapping and robbing him, okay? This was earlier in March, I believe, but the event they had said that took place in January. You know what I'm saying? Yes, in January, everything had took place, but Gucci Mane, it had came out that Gucci Mane had went to the police with this videographer who was there, who was hurt allegedly. Well, he made it clear that he was hurt, and there was pictures of a few bruises on the videographer, right? Because he said that his earpod was robbed and all that. Anyway, as I said, the judge and the jury should consider that no one was seriously hurt because that was not the intention of Pooh Shiesty. And as you can see, there are people who care so much about Pooh Shiesty, right? And that means a lot. These are good people. These are not evil, bad people. This Brad Cohen here is a very good man. The other lawyer who I just played his content previously to this one or prior to this one, lawyer for workers, he's also a good man. He would love to see Pooh Shiesty free. I've watched many of his content. He's definitely a supporter of Pooh Shiesty. And um, so one of the things that Brad Cohen is saying here that is his first take on all that he had said up in March or somewhere about there when the police or the authorities, the police department had released information about Gucci Mane reporting that he was robbed and kidnapped by Pooh Shiesty, right, in January. But the cops released the story and the public the internet had went in flames. It went haywired, right? So he had came out in March or April, somewhere about there, and he had gave his understanding and his statement over the internet on his reason why Pooh Shiesty is not in any great danger in this case here. Even though Pooh Shiesty had just recently served a 5-year sentence and, you know, was out on watch, supervised, supervised. He was being supervised by his parole officer. So, that is why it's so serious. And then the things that Pusha is to rap about, he he definitely rap about the things that he do. So, a lot of people want to make it seem as bad as if Pooh Shiesty isn't serious about taking the law serious. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing like that. He's just an entertainer, and people need to know that entertainer get paid to entertain. And if they're not doing things like this to deceive the public, because you got to make it seem as if you're taking the judge and the law for a joke. You got to make it seem that way, and that is what Pooh Shiesty is doing. But he's not actually. He's a good dude. Pooh Shiesty is a good gangster. He doesn't provoke or hurt people who are regular citizen. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the environment he had brought up in. He never chose to be born in such circumstances. You know what I'm saying? He was brought up in the circumstances because God chose everything. God is responsible for everyone whereabouts that were born where they were born. We can't move away from where kids from our parents on our own. So, the judge have to look in those things, go all the way back to the nucleus and the beginning of our sin, and one of the things that this Brad Cohen is saying that all of what he had said around March or April, when the cops had released information about Gucci Mane being robbed by Pooh, Shiesty and kidnapped, right? Brad Cohen, all of what Brad Cohen had said in defense of Pooh Shiesty on the internet, he still stand by it, because people were saying, oh, look at the lawyer coming out saying Pooh Shiesty isn't in any great deal of danger and whatever because of what the cops said. And now Brad Cohen is saying, I still stand by what I had said, because even though the video is now released, because the government or the prosecutor, they released the video, which they never did in March or April, right? Which the event took place in January around there, right? And they never released the video until up to now, recently, right? So now that the video is released, it have people going crazy, saying crazy stuff about this lawyer, and what he had said make no sense now that they seen the video and seen guns, which Pooh Shiesty wasn't seen holding any guns. So Pooh Shiesty can't be the most threatening one here, but the prosecutor will want to make him appear to be the gang leader, which can be a more serious charge or an offense in the court of law, you know. But that should be easy for the biggest lawyers them to, say otherwise and to defend. So yeah, another thing he had made clear and point out in this video here is that what he had said, if my memory served me correct. Yeah, so he also said that it was a dirty trick for the prosecutors to other than the fact that they released the video now, that was a dirty trick. And with what they're saying, because they released information that Pooh Shiesty was seen in video with gun robbing Gucci Mane and trying to end the deal. And when the video is released, Pooh Shiesty was not seen holding any guns. So lawyer Brad Cohen, who stepped away from representing Pooh Shiesty, made it clear that it was a snake move for them to do that. And that is what these prosecutors do to bring down rappers. That is why God is with Pooh Shiesty, and it's just a lot of court cases we've seen going on from America here in Jamaica as well. We've got Laden, the singer, the dancehall singer. He was released a few years for being caught with gun, driving away, crashing out, friends jumping out of the car to run away from the charge. We've seen Ritical, that's one of Skilly Bang friend, was closest friend. He was caught with weapon, he was released, court case, he was freed. We've seen Tommy Lee, we've seen Vibes Cartel freed, we've seen Quada now freed, but Quada was charged for jungle justice. I don't know what some guy did, but Quada was the only one who was chosen from the community of mob. Like a whole entire community had mobbed some thief or probably rapist, but because Quada, who Popcorn had put on to become a star, he was recognized being a part of the mob who unalive someone filthy in the community, and he served some time, So yeah, and let's see what else lawyer Brad Cohen had said.
I'm going to play the clip. The clip puts to bed any idea that Pooh is cooked. You're going to hear Big 30's lawyer talking about Gucci's plans on testifying. For good measure, the reporter from a respected news outlet out in Texas saying the FBI hasn't exactly heard from Gucci. Check this out.
Interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy?
If Gucci does not testify, the question of is Pooh cooked comes down to 2 paragraphs, the complaint, plus 1 picture. I'll show them to you and walk you through it. Pooh Shiesty update. I'm going to play the clip. The clip puts to bed any idea that Pooh is cooked. You're going to hear Big 30's lawyer talking about Gucci's plans on testifying. For good measure, the reporter from a respected news outlet out in Texas saying the FBI hasn't exactly heard from Gucci. Check this out.
Interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Man has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
If Gucci does not testify, the question of is Pooh cooked comes down to 2 paragraphs in the complaint plus 1 picture. I'll show them to you and walk you through it. Pooh Shiesty update. I'm going to play the clip. The clip puts to bed any idea that Pooh is cooked. You're going to hear Big 30's lawyer talking about Gucci's plans on testifying. For good measure, the reporter from a respected news outlet out in Texas saying the FBI hasn't exactly heard from Gucci. Check this out.
Interesting thing that we've seen in the last.
Okay, y'all. So, what have happened here? This was before the video was released. So this proved that Gucci Mane have been lying because he never wanted the streets to know that he was cooperating. Because Gucci Mane told the cops that, well, the cops, the authorities, the department, right, put out information that Gucci Mane said that there was no video camera inside the place to caught the occurrence or the event that had went down, right? Which was a lie. The lie detector said that was a lie. And that was before the video had came out the other day, okay? And Gucci Mane also lied when he said that he wasn't going to cooperate, and that is why he lose. So all the people like little Woody with a big fucking wood in his brain, for his brain in his head, he is dumb saying that it's a win for Gucci Mane because he's alive and well and he's making money and Pooh Shiesty is in jail because little Woody's a dumbass who put money before everything. Because now since Woody have been out of the court and locked up, right? Now he can make money for himself. He doesn't have to be that scumbag he was before, after be stretching and reaching for a handout from Young Thug's ass. You know what I'm saying? So because he's now becoming his own boss, he's not used to this type of life. He's used to running behind someone else. But now he's in full control of making money from the internet, and he got his streaming thing going on, and Rallo is helping him with all that. You know, so he switched from acting like a gangster, because all along he was just acting. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that he wouldn't do stuff, because he would do stuff. Yeah, he's stupid, so he would allow anyone to tell him do that, and they would do that. Even a guy who wears a dress would control him. So, you know what I'm saying? So it goes to show, when you go to the nucleus of the situation, you know the type of person you're dealing with. And when you go to the beginning of Woody's career, you know that he's a chump, he's a punk, he's a scumbag, man. Yeah, the scumbag, man. Let's go to other videos here. Okay, so here's a video of little Woody, because he's living all by himself now, driving nice vehicle around, you know what I'm saying? But he's still a clown. And this post from Rimo G, saying that little Woody speaks on Pooh Shiesty getting arrested for allegedly robbing Gucci Mane. He didn't change his mindset. So down below, it says that Lil Woody speaks out about Pooh Shiesty getting arrested again for allegedly robbing and kidnapping Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane is a punk, you know what I'm saying? Look at this.
Please help me. I really need help. Pooh Shiesty did all that time in jail, in the feds. He around people that have unbelievable cases where it show how far the feds willing to go. Pooh Shiesty came home, y'all, and made the first day out, they sent him right back to jail. Pride and ego is our main enemy. That's why I call myself rooted versus rooted. I have to fight myself every day to not let these suckers trick me back in jail. To not let these suckers trick me away from my kids and take my life. That young nigga came home, bro, and did NBA Youngboy numbers. First song he put out, they said he was gonna flop. That young nigga went to the top. He had all the cars, the lifestyle, everything he dreamed of having. But he didn't change his mindset. Look what the boy did. The boy don't Doing them did some stupid shit. Cause him go back to jail. Listen, young man, we our own enemy. The shit stopped when we change our mindset. Man, we ain't gotta fake an image no more. We did what these niggas wish they could do. We ain't gotta keep doing it. That's why I say these niggas play the game till they lose. You gotta know when to get out of it, bro. You gotta know when to say, okay, this is it. Because they all love you, they gas you on. And when they're fucking putting fucking handcuffs on you, and you come to the realization that this shit is real, now y'all want Woo to walk the way he walk and talk the way he talk. Nigga, the feds are real. That cemetery with all them bodies in there is real. This ain't Grand Theft Auto. This ain't no fucking TV show. This our real lives. And y'all wonder why these white people don't want to see us with no money. Because we do stupid shit with it. You had no business doing that. You folks came out here and led by example. God bless the rest of y'all.
Now this guy is a punk. He's trying to inspire and educate people, and he's a dunce. How well did he do in school? I'm sure that this punk never did done not even half as good in school. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, let me correct his dumbass. He's saying that we gotta change our mindset because of prison. So because people were fighting for freedom or fighting for something they find necessary, we should stop because they will arrest and imprison Marcus Garvey. Should Malcolm X stop because they will imprison him? Well, you see, the thing is, I know some of y'all would be like, how Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey drop into this? Right? Because they fought for what they found was necessary. And a lot of people never had the guts to stand up at the forefront to fight for it. Right? Now, Pooh Shiesty, apart from him being an entertainer, right? Where he put his life in the music, and that is what we respect. And most people respect that with rappers, artists, movie star, all type of people. You got to put your life in whatever you do for people to see. That is the main thing you do with whatever career or things where people will see you appear. You know, you want to put your life into it. You're making a song, you put your life into it. Right? Now, Pusha T was raised by a gangster, a real gangster. You know what I'm saying? From a child. He spent years getting information and seeing. He has been witnessing how his dad move, how the kings move. You know, he has been exposed to the greatest of gangster and the wittiness he have learned about their intelligence, right? So changing mindset is out of the question for Pooh Shiesty. Changing the mindset is out of the question for Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X when it comes to prison. Because, as I said, Pooh Shiesty is not troubling anyone innocent, okay? Gucci Man is the one who goes into these hood, and he is the one who goes and get these people who are gangsters to sign. So the feds and the judges and the jury shouldn't come to Gucci Man defense to pamper him because he spent all his years going into the ghetto, to the hood, to ensure that he gets the most grimy of gangsters to sign, right? And to work with. He doesn't search for the ones who are rapping about good life, good things, and, you know, positivity. Gucci Man doesn't do that. So the judge and the jury should consider this, and dumbass hoodie with his head for. Hold up. Look at this. Look at that dent. This guy doesn't have any sense. Okay? So the fact that Pooh Shiesty is being imprisoned, that should never make him stop from defending what he believes in. Because if I go to prison today and come out tomorrow, and you do something to get me so upset, and if I feel like hurting you or to get back my thing by any means, right? Because if I've seen where you done wrong, then I'm going to fix it myself. I'm not waiting for the law to handle it. And if black people had believed to handle things like Pooh Shiesty for themselves instead of waiting for the law to handle it, then black people would have been treated better by white folks there in America. But because y'all dumbass like Woody wait on the system to provide you with money whenever a white racist cops or some evil cops from some ethnic group hurt and abuse unlawfully, unalive, injured someone brutally, you know what I'm saying? Then you guys wait until the system award you with some money or some check or a small reward, and then y'all find that satisfying for the cop to lose his job. You know what I'm saying? But Pooh Shiesty, he is handling it himself. And that is power. That is God people. And if black people would go and seek out these cops and get their children and destroy their houses, then all the other cops who are evil, who love to deal with people unlawfully and brutally, they would be warned by their family not to go and provoke any black people and not to go and provoke anyone unlawfully, right? Because they know that people will definitely treat the issue themselves. So, for example, if a cop was to stop Woody right now in his car and treat him unfairly, instead of waiting for the judge to hand down judgment on the cop, we should already be hunting this cop, hunting his kids, and taking everything away from him. You know what I'm saying? So other evil cops can see it. And that is what Pooh Shiesty done, right? Pooh Shiesty handled the business for himself, okay? Because the system, you can't depend on the system. You're not a gangster, right? So Woody's just a dumbass who would lick the crack from Young Thug's ass and thinking he's smart now because little Woody got some cash and he's his own boss now, what he's not used to. Pooh Shiesty is used to this life from he's a baby. So we're seeing two different perspectives here, two different mindset, two different people on earth experience two different lifestyle. Right? Little Woody's a broke ass, more effing ass nigga from day one. Pooh Shiesty is used to money. Okay? Damn. These dumbasses, man. Little Woody's such a his dumbass it's so painful to listen to his dumbass speak. Like go teach a retarded classroom of slow, mentally challenged individual. That is what Woody needs to go do. Go spend some time with a classroom of some mentally challenged individual and spend time with them for 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day. And then we will see him as a more remarkable person. But he's a dumbass, he's uneducated, he's slow. Everyone knows. Okay? Let's get to some other. Yeah, folks. So this is Woody again, little Woody, right? And you can tell that it pains him so much to see the respect that Pooh Shiesty is getting for standing on business. And these are the things rappers sing about, but Pooh Shiesty is the only living truth and proof to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like Vibes Cartel is from Jamaica, right? So Little Woody is so butthurt about Pooh Shiesty's fame and success because Lil Woody is a failure and he's a snitch. He's known to be a snitch, the butch ass nigga. This little Woody, I swear to God, oh my goodness, I would smack his. Damn, I would have to, no, you'd have to use some hard metal on that head of little Woody, because trust me, he's got some big ass wood for brain. You know what I'm saying? He would hardly feel any pain. So you just got to use some hot hollows, and the shit that follows. But trust me, it's so painful listening to this dumbass. Let's see what he says right here. So the post read from Viral Money for Chaser TV, right? Little Woody calls out Pooh Shiesty. If you're a real one, tell the feds you made them do it. Because he wants Pooh Shiesty to go to prison. Why Little Woody never tell the judge what Young Thug had done entirely instead of giving them bits and briddles and pieces of riddles? Dumbass. Right? And here again down below it says, little Woody call out Pooh Shiesty. If you're a real one, tell the feds you made them do it. So basically, little Woody is saying that all the affiliates that went with Pooh Shiesty to secure the deal to that he went to sort out with Gucci Man, all the other guys that went with Pooh Shiesty, the one that even draw the gun in the video I shown earlier. Little Woody want Pooh Shiesty to admit to the feds that he told them to do it, right? And that's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? And he has just made it out of his court case. And now he is hoping for the demise of Pooh Shiesty because Pooh Shiesty proved himself to be better than all these other rappers. So Lil Woody is just butthurt that his artist, Young Thug, failed to prove to the street. Gunna failed to prove to the street. Little Baby failed to prove to the streets. All of them, 21 Savage, failed to prove to the streets. So they want Pooh Shiesty to be a failure or commodity just like them. And because Pooh Shiesty have passed this test all the time, right? Why didn't Little Woody talk down to King Von like this? King Von would have found his ass and fix him business. You know what I'm saying? But because he knows that Pooh Shiesty is more on the good side of a gangster, and that is why God got Pooh Shiesty. And this is exactly how all these devils are coming at Cartel since he came out from prison. You know what I'm saying? But Pooh Shiesty is gonna be risen again. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, believe that. Little Woody, he should lose his life very soon. Yes, because he should take himself away from the camera and stop talking on these things that he's a failure of. You know what I'm saying? Because they enjoyed the hype lifestyle with Young Thug rapping a gangster, talking about gangster thing. And when they were put to the test, they made a complete mockery of themselves in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Every one of them, right? But Pooh Shiesty is still holding it up. Big 30 still holding it up. CGE, Big Chopper Gang. You know what I'm saying? Still holding it up. You know what I'm saying? A, B, C, G, E, F. Yeah. So that's basically, let's see what Little Woody is saying here, boy.
Done. Then what make Pooh Shiesty real? Pooh Shiesty tell his lawyer, go tell the feds that he had them at Doris and he made them do it. We gonna sit back and see. You took everybody out of the jail and now you got a freedom. Pooh Shiesty done.
He's acting as if he cared Pooh Shiesty take anyone to jail. Having a gang is not you taking everyone to jail. Pooh Shiesty made his own gang. This waste man named Lil Woody, he ran and entered into people gang. He doesn't have the ability or the brilliance of making his own gang. He's a dumbass. But you can't talk down to someone who made his own gang when all these BDs, GDs, you know what I'm saying? They all went Crips and Blood. You know, rolling 60s. Those are gangs from before a lot of these niggas were born and when they were babies. These gangs were formed and they're all a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Little Woody is a part of YSL. That's not his gang. That's Young Thugs, right? Pooh Shiesty form his own gang. So what is he talking about? You can't talk about what his followers do. This dumbass, he's acting like he cares about his followers more than anyone else, more than even the followers themselves. You know, like, how dumb is that? His shined need to be open. Let's see if he has some talent in there. Let's take out that wooden brain of his. See, damn, I hope someone from Memphis fix him when they see him.
Then what make Pooh Shiesty real? Pooh Shiesty tell his lawyer, go tell.
And look, there's other videos of him getting at Pooh Shiesty. This is why someone need to fix him in the street. Because he's... So look, we've seen Pooh Shiesty in the streets. We've seen him in his car. And all the time we've seen him, he's talking about Pooh Shiesty being so butthurt and hot-headed and heated like a dog in mating season. Look at his teeth. He should be so embarrassed and ashamed to show his teeth. They're so uneven. Oh my God. Little Wood's teeth even. When are you going to fixing your teeth and somebody new? What are you gonna say when you got some teeth that look in decay? Go fix your teeth, friend. Just go fix your teeth, friend. Just go fix your teeth, friend. Just go fix your teeth, friend. Idiot, I hate this dude, this ballad. I hate most of these ballad dudes. You know what I'm saying? Jordan is probably the only bald-headed guy I like. Michael Jordan. He's probably the only bald-headed celebrity I like. Most of these bald-headed dudes, they trim and shave off their senses. I swear to God. Look at him in his bed now, laying down before he sleeps and as he wake and when he's dreaming, it's Pooh Shiesty in his head. Oh my goodness. Pooh Shiesty have taken over the wood in his brain. Now his brain has become Pooh Shiesty.
You ain't did nothing wrong, man. You ain't did nothing wrong. You won. You won. The fool, everything he did was show he was a fool. You recorded yourself. You self-snitched on yourself. Y'all be so bad. That video just pissed me off. Y'all young better tighten up.
He has been ticked off ever since Pooh Shiesty have gained clout over Big Guwop, because all these little pissy ass tail MFKRs all looked up to Gucci, right? And now a little David, a little King David named Pooh Shiesty come and strip the stripe off Big Guwop. Gucci Man, their hood hero. Gucci Man is their hood hero, and Pooh Shiesty took him down to zero. So Pooh Shiesty should expect all these idiotic flames to be thrown at him. You know what I'm saying? So Pooh Shiesty is the king. You know what I'm saying? Not just the king of Memphis, but the king of drilling, the king of gangsterism. And he ain't the evil one. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see these dumbasses talking down and going so hot-headed and heated like a dog in mating season at any evil, real, grimy, evil, wicked gangster, because they'd be so scared. But because Pooh Shiesty is a good gangster who only does evil to those deserving. You know what I'm saying? And so far, we haven't none of those cases appear in court. You know what I'm saying? So all that have been appeared in court for Pooh Shiesty, is Pooh Shiesty being robbed the first time, and now again he's being robbed by Gucci Man through contracts, right? So Pooh Shiesty had to get his get back. It's as simple as that. But they wanted and they think that Pooh Shiesty, being a gangster and a rapper, he should choose money over um self-respect or self-worth. You know what I'm saying? So these dummy choose money over everything. This dumbass MFKR, because they put money over everything. They find it so hard to see Pooh Shiesty standing up and risking his life just to stand up for what he believes in. You know what I'm saying? And getting it shit back. A man gotta be a man when he stands on his word. So Pooh Shiesty is a man. These punks, dumbasses, ain't no man. Dumbass. Look at this.
Gucci Man won. I mean, he still got his freedom, his beautiful wife, his beautiful kids, and that beautiful bank account. Gucci Man, what he doing? You handle that situation like a player, like a boss, like you will. And get what? Nigga, we still smoking on whoever you want to smoke on. What do you, man? Salute to you, Gucci Man. Whoever mad. So, it is.
He's saying salute to Gucci Man, and he's one of them who's saying Gucci Man win. And he is saying that F those who are hurt. But he's the one who is hurt. It's the Gucci fans are the one who are hurt. And now we seeing these people hurt coming out disrespecting Pooh Shiesty because he stripped the stripe off their fake Nike. You know what I'm saying? The fake guy that they like. Shout out to Pooh Shiesty. He's a living today 50 Cent. He's better than King Von. And I told you all that from the very beginning. Why we never seen Little Woody come at King Von like this? You know?
Your job is done. So let them know you done deal. Let them know you dropping. I drop you. No, say it. Who should I say drop from 10 17? Real ain't no police shit or none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on. So we just did that. That's done. What you do? You drop. You said you want to be dropped. You drop. Sign the paper. It's done.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Man, y'all know me. I love some Pooh Shiesty, man. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, bro. Like,
Now look at this other dumbass calling himself Big Ack. And you have Charlemagne the God. Some of these American dudes, they fail to mature. And all these big guys that fail to mature, a lot of people respect them and look up to them, and they've done and guilty of some wild things. Like this guy here with some 15-year-old name being, in some estual type of conversation with a 15-year-old boy. That's just wild. This is recent. Now he's gonna say this is the dumbest shit that he's seen when him talking have a estual conversation with a 15-year-old is such a out of the wild, out of the world, out of space and the universe, out of this existence, right? So these dumbasses have no reason to speak on Pooh Shiesty because they are born a coward, right? They only trace with girls. This dude here, you know what I'm saying? This I don't even want to list a big act because they don't understand gangster life. You know what I'm saying? Being a gangster, you gotta be a gangster till the day you die, but not an evil one. You know what I'm saying? Because Vaughn may be more evil than Pooh Shiesty, but being a true gangster is not about being evil. It's about having the heart to to get justice, seek revenge. You got to have the heart when it comes down to the test. Because these evil people that a lot of us hold as gangsters, they don't have no heart for no one. They could just unalive anyone at the slightest of idea that comes to their mind, right? So a true gangster have to decide to have the heart to neutralize those type of dude to make the place a better place, like by protecting their community from guys like those. And that is the type of gangster that Pooh Shiesty is. And as I said, he was born and taught how to be real. He lived that life. His life is that life. There's no other life for Pooh Shiesty. And as I said, God had made him into that environment, right? You got to know who to follow when it comes to certain things and who God have his miraculous power working wonders for. And we know it's Pooh Shiesty.
Dumbest I ever seen. Yo, the text messages are wild. None of this AI. I wish it was AI. The cell phone video. Remember. I was saying they don't have the video. Like he could kind of beat it if Gucci don't really like. Gucci got to double down on the snitching. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Them got that's the clearest cell phone video I've ever seen, bro. They're not gonna they can't put a video in paperwork, but they have screenshots of the video. Screenshots in the video. And the screenshot is legit. Okay, finally I want some. Shicey's done. Yeah, he's done for that.
Okay, so you see, this guy ain't no lawyer, and you see what both lawyers say, the lawyer for workers and the other Brad lawyer there. They both support Pooh Shiesty, and when they look at the case, they see a great possibility and chance of Pooh Shiesty beating the case because there's not much solid evidence against him that he really wanted to harm anyone. And as I said, the court should take in consideration that Gucci Man was a gangster and that Gucci Man seek out the worst people to sign. So how could you be someone that only wants to affiliate with gangsters and criminal? Because that is what they're saying and making out Pooh Shiesty to be, right? And all these other Fujiano that was in prison, all of the 1017 guys who had died and are gangsters, right? Why we haven't seen Gucci Man signing any Christian artists, any reggae artists who sing positivity, right? The fact that he only seeks out the negative ones who live that life, the court should not have any sympathy and sympathize for Gucci Man for that sake, because you're the one who goes into that area, right? And you love that area. So don't run to the police now when all you have been doing is meddling with these sort of individual. You get what I'm saying? So that is why if the judge want to be fair and honest and righteous in the judgment, right? They either should give Pooh Shiesty a short time, a very short time, because Gucci Man want them to lock away Pooh Shiesty, right? But as I said, Gucci Man, he only have interest in dealing and signing and making money and doing business with so-called criminal that he wants to go behind bars, right? So is it a case where he knows that it is easier for them to go to prison, and he knows that he have a great chance, possibility, and probability for cheating them out of their funds because they're real gangsters, and soon or later they'll be placed in handcuff and placed behind bars? Why he choose to work with all these artists that we see being charged, right? So therefore the judge have to consider that this is not a man. Gucci Man is not a man who seeks out positive individual, right? So you have to repay Gucci Man for that. You are the one, Gucci Man, who go seek out negative so-called individual all the time. They're the only one you work with. No one positive you work with are signed Gucci Man, right? And you have great interest in these type of guys. So don't come running to the law. That is not fair for you to do. That is not fair for Gucci Man to do, right? And then the guy, Pooh Shiesty, never intend to hurt him. Pooh Shiesty just want out of the deal because it's a messed up deal. You know what I'm saying? And that is a good thing. As I said, just like someone who would steal something that is valuable but have no need to for life sustenance, you know? Different from when someone steal food to eat, you know? And it's different from when someone steal food to sell. You know, the one who steal it to sell, right, should hand down a much more serious judgment than the one who steal the food to eat, right? So Pooh Shiesty should get a very light sentence, probably few months, probably let out on supervision, and I hope the court system help Pooh Shiesty out with this contract here with him and Gucci Man, because that would be what is needed. That is the core problem. So if they just choose to sentence Pooh Shiesty or just choose to let him out, then we can look out for further problem, because the contract deal needs to sort out properly, and that is what Pooh Shiesty need. You know, and knowing that Pooh Shiesty is a gangster, but the good one, as I said, you know what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty needs help with that in a legal way, you know. So Pusha, I see, is the good guy here. Hopefully the judge hear all this that I'm saying and can apply such judgment and implement these, you know, information and these ideas, you know, and these situation, because Gucci Man isn't as scotch-free as he should be. You know, he is not the victim here. He is actually the manipulator, because these are the guys he chooses to invest in. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's not about helping. No, it's not about helping. You know what I'm saying? So, Gucci Man is guilty. Gucci Man is guilty, man. Gucci Man is guilty. Hold up. Let's see this. So the post read that feds believe Pooh Shiesty has over 100 disposable members he can call at any time, and post a text saying he needed 630s, which the feds believe he means 635 members. You know what I'm saying? Because here are the text message. I don't know if it won't. He said I need 630. Let's see if we can go through this. So right here, he said I need 635 for Saturday, or 630 for Saturday. Then underneath that, he said pulling up on Guwop, right? They may believe that is Guwop, but that can't be used against them in court. And then it says plus two others, right? Then it says overstood. And they believe that this is a conversation between Pooh Shiesty and Big 30, you know? Because Pooh Shiesty was out on supervised watch, right? And at the time when they believe he was planning this, you know? But nothing serious is done here. As I said earlier, that Pooh Shiesty just had to prepare for, if anything had went left, because he know that it's a negotiation, right? But knowing that Big Guwop is known for unaliving people before in the past, he rather be prepared. And as a gangster, you should be prepared. But Lil Woody and all these haters want Pooh Shiesty to go to police and authority to fix his deal with someone who he made a deal with without any police. So you see, Lil Woody is a dumbass. His skull need to open and check inside his head, right? And they said bet. They believe that this is a conversation with Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. Pull up. From there, and then it says where I need to get to. I'm there. Let me know. I need drivers, right? So yeah, it's crazy. This is documentary. So there it is, right? Okay, so we got some more messages here that said 30, where you at? Right? Big 30. But it doesn't have to be Big 30, because it says 30. This YA can mean anything, you know what I'm saying? 30 30 weather yachts, 30 water yachts, Atlanta, whatever, whatever it can mean in court, you know what I'm saying? And he said bet, right? When y'all trying to leave out, leave the A, right? It's on Shiesty and who he picked to come. I got the cat and CR's ex. These hoes drink gas though. The SRT said, and everybody can't go to cuz house at all. Them folks be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Hey, let me remove this. Nope. Okay, now. Says everyone get in touch with Kid ASAP or KD 911. It's serious. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? I said, so y'all ain't driving? It says ball new. Okay. So that's some exchange of words in text message allegedly between, from Pooh Shiesty first to Big 30 and then Big 30 contacting a driver, So let's see what's left.
This morning, the federal government says rapper Pooh Shiesty is simply too dangerous to be out on bond. The rapper's real name is Lontrell Williams Jr. He is asking to be released on bond ahead of his trial.
Hey, Gucci man.
Hey, these American law and injustice system, just past few days, they have released so many individual, especially white male, who have been charged for rape, unaliving children. We've seen quite a few of them get bail. You know what I'm saying? So this is just strange. No one was hurt here, but yet still they're saying that Pooh Shiesty is too dangerous to be out on bail. No. Something is backwards here. Nah. It's because the little bloodline of black ethnicity he's got. And we've seen racism now being displayed very much, wide across America these days. Like the past is coming again in the future of today. Yo, it's crazy. Oh, let's see Charleston White supporting Pooh Shiesty. Charleston White is my boy. I be supporting him in a lot of my vlogs and videos, And look what Charleston White has to say about this whole Gucci Man and Pooh Shiesty situation.
Snitch. And you got a young. Now, I want to tell everybody who's saying Pooh Shiesty crashed out. Now, when you a G, you don't give a about going to jail. It's you fall like Woody and we don't want to go to jail. Pooh Shiesty told you Don't let that dirt verse go to your head. Ain't nobody slime as me. And that look made it come down. It's y'all favorite rapper, the G of all G's, Gucci Man with a body. Gucci got a body. This y'all big dog. This is who ain't folded. He folded, y'all. If you think he didn't give corroborating testimony with his wife, whoever, Gucci had to put the police in, y'all. Well, he was a millionaire. I was a youth activist. But I ain't been in the streets since I was a kid. I ain't never been in the streets. I've never been in the streets. Oh man, but you told when you was a kid. So now y'all got Gucci, this grown man, with the FBI paperwork named RD. So now y'all moving the goalpost. Oh, he a millionaire, what you supposed to do? I'm a father with kids. They want to stay in my kids' life, so yeah, I'm gonna call the police on it. But I'm a snitch, but Gucci ain't a snitch. It's paperwork on Gucci, and ain't no paperwork on me. It's a video of Gucci, you a, and you got a young. Now, I want to tell everybody who's saying Pooh Shiesty crashed out. Now, when you a G, you don't give a about going to jail. It's you fall like Woody and them who don't want to go to jail. When you really with the like them, you heard what his mama said. My whole family went. Daddy, son. So I salute Pooh Shiesty. And he took his mug shot with a smile. And guess what? The feds ain't got no evidence on it, even though Gucci and them snitched. No video, no nothing. Gucci and them told. Because the feds would have known nothing. Why Gucci didn't keep it in the streets and get his goon squad and the rest of them? Who them did what it was supposed to do when you claiming you from that life? He come out the feds talking that life, but he crashed out. No, it's only 2 roads to this. And he stand on the road. The rest of you trying to do content and live forever. It don't work that if you really from the streets. Now, Gucci ain't been in the streets in 10 or 15 years. I ran away from home for a week and caught a murder case. I ain't never been in the streets, but I'm a snitch. But here's a murder case in the body. Go to the FBI and snitch. Because that's the only name that you. So that means Gucci gave a lot of information for them to keep putting his name out there. Because other than that, it would have just been the police officer and the cameraman, and Gucci's name wouldn't even be in it because he wouldn't be a victim on the case. Because he wouldn't have cooperated. So let's not move the goalpost. Gucci, I'm telling you, nigga, take you some of that Keisha tea and sit your ass down over here, boy. Just say you done drunk some of Keisha tea, but you can't hang your jersey over there no more. You ain't Fame Street. Pooh Shiesty told you, don't let that dirt verse go to your head. Gucci, you a